What's going on, everybody, and welcome to Lane's Man Cave. In today's video, I'm going to be giving out my NFL Week 3 predictions. Let's go. So I went 9-7 this past week, but it was a weirder week. Niners lost to the Vikings, Ravens lost to the Raiders, Lions lost to the Bucks. But I'm hoping to bounce back this week. So we're going to start off with the Thursday night game between the Patriots and the Jets. I'm not even sure if I want to give a lock of the week, because my lock of the week was San Francisco last week, and we all know what happened. However, my lock of the week is the Jets over the Patriots. Aaron Rodgers is looking like his old self. The Jets are looking like a good team. Patriots not so much. Alright, moving on. Okay, so if you've been watching my Week 1 and Week 2 predictions, then you should know the memo by now. But if you don't, I'm not going in this exact format. Obviously, I did Thursday first. Then I'm going to go do the 1 p.m. games, and then the 4 o'clock games, and so on. So the first 1 o'clock game, we got the Chargers and the Steelers. Two undefeated teams. Steelers got lucky with their first win. They didn't score a touchdown, but Boswell had 6 field goals. And the Chargers, they're looking like contenders this year under Jim Harbaugh, even without a true number 1 wideout. Although Quentin Johnston did have a good game last week. Chargers are looking really well. Their defense has looked a lot better than it has in the past few years. And their O-line's looking really good. Steelers, they're kind of being carried by their defense these past few weeks. And we're going up a team like the Chargers that has a good O-line, has a great quarterback. The Chargers are going to win this one, keep their undefeated streak going. And it looks like we have a lot of inter-division games, or inter-conference games this year, or this week. Packers and Titans. While it was announced that Jordan Love is a practice participant, I don't think he's going to play on Sunday. Titans had a few good weeks. Their defense looked good. Malik Willis had an okay game. Colts defense isn't that great. As much as I do not trust Will Levis at all, because he's terrible, I'm going to take the Titans to win. Texans-Vikings. Now the Vikings, they are undefeated. They pulled the upset against the Niners. But don't expect the same thing to happen this week. I'm going to take the Texans to win. Bears-Colts. Bears had a rough week last week. Caleb got sacked 7 times, got 11 QB hits, and was pressured a total of 36 times. So for all you casuals out there calling him a bust, watch some film. Look at that Bears offensive line. It's terrible. And while we're on that subject, a great offensive line has proven to be more crucial to winning than a good wide receiving core. Look at the Bears and look at the Chargers. Now AR, he had a good week 1, didn't really have a good week 2, but I think both Caleb and AR are going to have good games on Sunday. Ultimately, I think the Colts end up on top. Bucks-Broncos. Broncos looking terrible. Bo Nix looking terrible. Buccaneers have a good streak going. I still don't think they're the best team in the NFC South. I think it's still the Falcons. But the Bucks are going to go out and become 3-0. Browns-Giants. Not much need for an explanation. Giants are terrible. Browns' defense is amazing. Browns win. And there's only one 1 p.m. game on this side. Eagles and Saints. Saints have had a really good past 2 weeks. They blew out the Panthers, and then they blew out the Cowboys. But I think this is the week where the Saints come back to earth. Eagles, they had a pretty good week 1. They were looking good in week 2, until they choked. But don't let these first 2 weeks fool you. The Eagles are a better team than the Saints. Alright, on to the 4 p.m. games. First up, we got the Dolphins and the Seahawks. Tua is officially in concussion protocol, and they're asking him to retire. Seahawks have had a good first 2 weeks, even though it was against the Broncos and Patriots. But because Tua's not playing, I do think the Seahawks win this game. Up next, Panthers and Raiders. I expected a lot more out of the Panthers this year, and a lot more out of Bryce Young. Hang on a sec. Alright. But because of Dave Canales, I thought the Panthers would be a lot better this year, but they are not. They are just as bad as last year, if not worse. And the Raiders they pulled off the upset against the Ravens last week, and it didn't look that great against the Chargers, but give me the Raiders in this game, because I just can't trust the Panthers. Oh yeah, and Andy Dalton starting on Sunday. They've officially given up on Bryce. 4:25 games, got the Ravens and the Cowboys. Both of them did not have good games last week. But in the end, I do trust Baltimore a lot more than Dallas. So I think Baltimore goes into Jerry World and beats the Cowboys. Niners and Rams. This is going to be a long year for the Rams. A long, long year. Cooper Kupp is out for an extended amount of time. Puka's still on IR. I believe we're missing 3 offensive linemen. Down to our... Actually, no. Alaric Jackson's coming back on Sunday, but it is not going to make a difference. The Niners are going to beat us pretty comfortably, even with McCaffrey on the IR. Now, Lions-Cardinals. I know it was against the Rams, but I like what I saw against the Cardinals last week. Kyler Murray's looking like an MVP favorite. Lions did not look as good last week against the Buccaneers, even though Aiden Hutchinson did have a 5-sack game. But it doesn't appear the Lions can score in the end zone, or the red zone. The red zone offense is not looking good. So I am going to take the Cardinals. I'm not sure what the odds are, but that could be the upset of the week. But I'm not sure what the betting odds are. So, all right, moving on to Sunday night, Chiefs-Falcons. Falcons didn't have a good week 1. They were much better in week 2, but they are playing the Chiefs. So I'll pick the Chiefs. And this week we got 2 Monday games. First one being the Bills and the Jaguars. Jacksonville started off slow. Last week they did have a close game against the Browns defense. Week 1 that they lost that game after Travis Etienne's fumble. Now the box score may not show Trevor Lawrence having a good year, but he has been good looking at the film. But this Jaguars team is just a poorly coached team. Just very poorly coached. And the Bills were looking great against Miami. I expect the Bills to keep that going. Finally, second Monday night, Commanders-Bengals. This could be another lock. Give me the Bengals. That's all for today. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications.